Icelocked here with Nocturne Gaming, back with more Legends of Eidolon, and today we're taking a look at a Maestro Man talent build. A quick note before we get started is my level may be higher than your character level, so I may have more talent points than you, but this is more about the priority of talents more than completing the entire build. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So your first priority should be Gilded Sword to give you more damage to all monsters. After that should be Sharpened Axe for more base weapon power, as this is one of the most important stats early game. From there is Sleeping on the Job, and I recommend starting with 50 points in this, as there is a diminishing returns on this, so you'll gain less for your points in here, but this does give you more AFK gain rate to your fighting, and I do recommend maxing it out as soon as you can. From there, your biggest priority would be Lucky Clover, and this gives you more base luck. Luck is what gives you all of your primary damage source as well as your accuracy for the Maestro. And from here, everything else on this tab has basically the same priority, as the Maestro gets most of its damage from stacking small bonuses from all over the game. So getting more strength gives you more HP, and your alchemy bubbles will give you more damage from that. More agility increases your movement speed, so you'll get more movement speed and more damage because of alchemy, and same thing for wisdom, giving you the mana boost. Same thing with your health booster and your mana booster here. They all give you good boost because of the alchemy bubbles. Knuckle Buster and Feather Flight are also very good to get some points into. This will mainly increase the amount of kills per hour that you get up to getting to the monster kill cap on each map. There are a few things that we'll be able to level up further once we get through other talent points in tab 2 and 3, so we'll leave some points to be able to come back to this in a little bit. So let's move on to tab 2 now, and our biggest priority here will start with Two Punch Man. We want to max this out as fast as possible, as this is one of your primary damage sources for the Maestro. After this, our next biggest priority will be Lucky Hit, and this increases the amount of damage that we get from luck. Your third priority should be Lucky Horseshoe to give you more base luck. After this is kind of a weird thing. We need to have 55 points into our two active talents, one on tab 2 and one on tab 3, and this will cap out our hidden kill multiplier. So when you're AFK, as long as you have these active attacks on your assigned bar here, they'll actually increase your kills per hour up to a limit, which is 2.2 times more kills per hour. So to get this, we need to have 55 points into each of these skills, and we'll also put the points into tab 3 when we get there. From here, our next biggest priority would be putting points into Funky Fabrics. However, the scaling on this is really bad, so I would ignore this if you want other things such as the Cha-Ching here to give you more cash, or the Rares Everywhere to increase your rare drop table chances. But it is a damage boost, so I don't want to ignore it. And other than that, we will put some points into Ka-Ching and Rares Everywhere to give us just a little bit more from our drop table. One other honorable mention on this tab is the Breaking the Bank, and this is only really useful if you can max this out and then put your points into this Breaking the Bank, and then use this skill whenever you log in from being AFK, and that will multiply the value of all the coins that are dropped. So it can be a very big boost depending on how long you were AFK for. So let's go ahead and move on to tab 3 now, and again we're going to put our 55 points into Coin Toss here, and this is simply so we can cap out our hidden kill multiplier, and then we'll move on to our stat priorities. So first priority should be your Skillage Damage, and this is the largest boost of damage that Maestro has, so I really recommend capping this out as soon as possible. And then Triple Jab is another skill that gives you another big boost to your overall damage. However, keep in mind that you do need to have points into Two Punch Man before Triple Jab will do anything for you. So from here, our next biggest priority will be Bliss and Chips, and this can give you more maximum levels to Happy Dude and Lucky Horseshoe. We mainly want it for Lucky Horseshoe on tab 2. So we'll go ahead and put our points into here to max this out. And our next priority should be the colloquial containers, and this will allow you to level up sleeping on the job on tab 1 to a higher level. This is another great way to increase your overall AFK gain rates. From here, we do have a couple that are kind of equal priority, and I would say that your biggest priority would be J-Man was better, as this will allow you to finish out your points into Lucky Horseshoe, and then your Lucky Charms is great to increase your overall class EXP gain, so I do like having some points into this. One other big mention here is Crystal Countdown. This is currently bugged, so you only need 1 point into this talent to get the maximum effectiveness out of this, and this will allow you to level up all of your skills a little bit easier, so you can get more damage from your skillage damage. And the last thing that's worth mentioning on this tab is your Skillia statue, as this can give you more bonuses to your EXP, Kapow, and Feasty statues. And the bonuses that you get from potions are one of the biggest damage boosts that Maestro can get. So at this point, we should go back to tab 2 and go ahead and fill out our Lucky Horseshoe just to give us more total luck. And then also on tab 1, we do have a few spare points left over, so we can get more points into sleeping on the job here. And that will allow us to then spend the rest of our points wherever we want to. From here, let's move on to our Star Talent tab, and there's a few things that are important to mention. First is Will of the Eldest. This will give you more base stats, which includes luck and your strength, which all of these will give you another small boost to your damage. This is capped based on the highest level of each class. So at this point, most of my characters are around 200, so I'll get about 20 extra stat points from this. Also, Best Beginner class gives you more weapon power based on your Best Beginner class, so however high your Maestro Man is about how many points you want into this. From there, TikTok is another great thing to have points into for more AFK gain rate, and then putting points into Goblet of Hemoglobin is also good to reduce your food consumption. Two more things to mention on this tab are your attacks on Simmer, which increases the amount that your AFK kills are increased by the active attacks on your action bar. The last thing is your quest Chungus, and this is based on how many quests you've completed, and it gives you more total luck. So I've completed around 180 quests, so putting a few points in there is a good way to get more total luck for my character. On to tab 2, there's a few really good things here, starting with Dungeonic Damage, which gives you more damage based on how many dungeon credits you've ever earned. So you can get quite a big boost to your total damage from this. After that, I do recommend putting points into Frothy Mawk, which gives you more bonuses from your foods, and as I've said, you get a large bonus to your total damage by using the average damage potions. From here, everything else is pretty optional, but you can put points into things like printer sampling or telekinetic storage to give you more carry capacity, and then I always recommend having 1 point into Shrine Architect. Everything else is pretty optional. Mega Crit can be a good boost for you depending on what your total crit chance is, and then things like Cardiovascular and Pulsation can give you small boosts if you need them. A few other things that were released with World 4 is looking at the Tiptoe Quickness to give you more movement speed. This can be another good boost because of the alchemy bubbles, so we can put some points in there, as well as Ubercharged Health to give you more base HP. The other things such as your Overactive Crit can give you more crit chance, and then American Tipper can give you more cash per your cooking skill if you've leveled up your cooking skill at all on this character. I did want to take a quick second to show you the effectiveness of potions since we spent so many talent points on it. And so I just show you like our quick movement speed potions here give me about another 70,000 damage. So it's not that much, but it does add up. And then using things like our golden kebabs for an additional 5% damage gives us about another 300,000 damage or so. Then we can use things like the golden Nomwiches to give us another 100,000 damage, and then our Potent Potion of Strength can give us another 700,000 damage to our Maestro, and then our Boost Food Decent Strength Potion can give us another about 200,000 damage. So all in all, I'm gaining about 1.5 million damage, which is a little under 25% more damage to our characters just from using a few potions with those talent points spent. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this type of content, and a huge shout out to our Patreon members that support the work we do. Thank you from all of us here at Nocturne Gaming. If you would like to become a patron and get some added benefits, check out the link in the description. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please leave them down below for me, and we'll see you next time.